What's up, everybody? I am Sister Slayage and welcome to my channel. Boo Sugar. If you are new here, welcome for the first time. I hope this will not be your last. And if you are already a member of the Slay Nation, welcome back, family. Good to see y'all. So today we are going to be reviewing this here. This is the Sister Slayage Sultry eyeshadow palette with the nice glittery bronzy package. I feel like one of them Price is Right chicks, but if you want to know how I feel about this palette and if it is worth your coins, just stay tuned, why don't you? If any of you have watched my previous videos, you would know that I developed an acronym and a principle called the Love Method. The Love Method is a perfect way to help you determine if an eyeshadow palette is worth purchasing. If you want to know more about the Love Method and how we can help you pick out your next eyeshadow palette, click on this video up here and give her a view. So I'm going to get straight to it. I am going to start with the letter L. L stands for longevity and long wearing. And when we speak about longevity, when it comes to an eyeshadow palette, what we like to refer to is how long the eyeshadow palette is going to be available in stores. Now, when Anastasia releases eyeshadow palettes, she's really good about keeping them in stores for long periods of time. The great examples we have are the Modern Renaissance palette, the Subculture palette, and also the Soft Glam palette, which the Soft Glam palette is rather new, but the Modern Renaissance palette has been around for quite some time. So that palette has been readily available at retail locations for a little over 2 years now. So I'm really confident about how long these palettes are readily available and mass produced. So when it comes to longevity of this palette, I'm gonna give it a high grade of an 8, because usually Anastasia is really good about stocking the products continuously for long periods of time without discontinuing them. So if you decide to purchase this palette and you eventually run out of it, I don't think it would be really hard for you to replace it. Now for long wearing. Now with this particular palette, I experienced a wear time for about, I had this on for 6 hours now. And that was just for today. Previously wore this palette and I usually get about a 4-hour wear time. What I found out with this particular palette is the pigments are so soft that they usually kind of crease and they fade away rather quickly. So I'm not going to give it a high grade with this particular palette. I have had better results with the Modern Renaissance palette, the Prism palette, and the Soft Glam palette. This palette, in my opinion only, this palette, although it was easier to blend, but it still wore kind of like the Subculture palette, where the colors will eventually fade away and they will wash together and give off a gray look. So they really didn't wear as long as I would like for them to. So when it comes to longevity, I'm gonna give it a high score of an 8. And when it comes to the actual wear time on the eyes, I'm gonna have to give it a 3. I'm sorry, Anna, we just gotta do better, boo. This just wasn't it for me. Now for O. O is probably the biggest and most important part of the acronym for me. I am not just a makeup artist, I am also a full-time career woman. And when I'm doing my makeup, y'all, I don't have 2 hours to be beating no faces. Now, if you do, bless your child, must be nice, but we don't do that over here. So that is why I strongly suggest that all makeup manufacturers are very, very smart with how they organize their palettes, because it's going to make it easier for the everyday woman to use or for a makeup artist to use. An unorganized palette is a deterrent because you don't have a million hours and seconds to be trying to figure out, okay, well, what eye look I'm going to do today? Girl, it's people out here starving. People out here need jobs. Babies need shoes and pampers, and you sitting up here worried about what it takes to do a damn eyeshadow look? No, fam. So, with that being said, this is what we have here. This palette And Anastasia is usually pretty good about this. This palette is very organized. As you can see, there is a mixture of textures. There are mattes, and there are also shimmer textures. And the textures go from light to dark. The only thing that is confusing me is this right here. What is she? Why is she here? What is she for? Because I got her on, and baby, she ain't working that much. Bloom, they need to get her the hell up out of here, because Bloom, just to me, Bloom ain't got no business in this palette. So with that being said, I'm gonna give it a 7, because Bloom need to bloom up out of here. But everything else looks pretty good. I don't like how the shimmers mix with the mattes, but it's pretty organized, and I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna be fair. It's just really bothering me with that coral color, because it's not really warm and it doesn't help the crease. That's just my opinion. I'm just gonna move on. I'm sorry, y'all. Now, for the third part of this acronym, V, value and versatility. And when we look for value and versatility in a palette, we want to see if you can do more than just your eyes with this palette. Can you use it as a blush, a highlight, a lip color, all that good jazz? And what I found out with this particular palette, this palette is like, she versatile AF, She's not versatile enough to do your whole face with unless you want to look like a disco ball, but she is versatile enough to be used as highlights. These colors here can be used as a highlight. These three here, I would not dare use those down there. Don't do it, please don't do it. But anything else can be used as a highlight. This palette does lean cool enough to be used as a contour color for a very pale skinned person, like a very fair skinned person. These can be used as contour colors. So it can be a highlight palette, a contour palette. This random ass coral can be a blush, so there is a blush. And it can also be used as a lip color, because her particular formulas are buttery enough to where it can apply very evenly on the lips under a lip gloss, and you can have you a popping little metallic lip, sis. So when it comes to versatility, I'm gonna give this palette an 8. I see you, Anna. I see you, Anna Beverly Hills. Go on, do your thing with your versatile self. Now, when it comes to value, this palette retails for 45 of them things. 45 of them things ain't too bad. That's about a $3. My math teacher would be so disappointed. About a $3 cost point. $3.50 cost point per eyeshadow within the palette. The pans are very small and they're not that deep. So when it comes to a value proposition on this palette, I'm just gonna kind of say it's alright. It's not the worst, but it's damn sure not the best. So when it comes to this palette, it has 14 colors in there. You're looking at $3.21. You can find a palette that has the same types of colors from Morphe for like $24, like literally like half the price of this palette. So if you are an Anastasia palette connoisseur and you collect them all or whatever, you want to get your Pokemon on and catch them all, then buy this palette. But quite frankly, I just don't see where the value in it is. I don't see why it's worth $45. It's just my personal opinion. This palette probably gonna be at TJ Maxx. Oh my God. Let me be a little less, I'm not trying to be mean here, but I just don't feel that this palette's worth $45. I'm just gonna say it. It's not worth $45, in my opinion. That's just me. I'm gonna move on now. I think I shot myself in the foot. Hell, ain't nobody paying me. It just ain't worth $45. It's just not. Now for E, the fourth and final part of this beautiful acronym called LOVE, in order to help you pick out the perfect eyeshadow palette. Ooh. E stands for ease of everyday use. And if you are a Anastasia, and I have like all of her palettes, and I love Anastasia, I do. It's almost like we grew up together, but I don't know her. And she doesn't know me, and she gets my coins. But if you are a huge Anastasia fan, you might want to go ahead and click off this video. I'm gonna give them some good points on this easy everyday use, but I'm also gonna give some that I just don't like. I wish I was like Rico from Billy and just eating a banana and just standing up there like, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Now, we're gonna start with the pigmentation. This palette is very pigmented on the arm. Not so pigmented on the eyes. It swatches very well. The shimmer color swatch very well. The matte colors are cool tone, and I'm not knocking cool tone palettes. I have them. I have cool tone palettes. I love cool tone palettes. Every palette can't be a warm palette. I get it, but y'all, this palette, it just leans so ashy to me. The shimmers were pretty, but on the eyelids, and I use the base, I use a concealer and an eyeshadow primer. I use a Smashbox 24-hour eyeshadow primer, and I use the KKW concealer. And these, they just didn't do it for me. Like the shimmers just look ashy and dull and really washed out. So they swatch well on the arms. They don't do really well on the eyes. The colors, they move around a lot. They don't really stay in place. There was a lot of layering to get the colors to show up and get some opacity. The mattes are very splotchy. The formula, I appreciate buttery eyeshadows, but sometimes they can be a little too buttery and make them more difficult to work with. So when it comes to the formulation and how easy this palette was to use, I didn't find it that easy to use, to the point to where if I haven't used this palette yet, I'm being real with y'all, I would return this palette. And that's just me being real with y'all. And I hate to be this way because, you know, just because it doesn't work for me doesn't mean it's not gonna work for you. But I'm just being realistic. I don't have time to be trying to blend, you know, colors are washing together. I don't have time to be washing my eyeshadow off and starting over again. And I've been doing makeup for a while. I'm not saying I know everything, but I had to start over again with this eyeshadow palette. And thank God that I didn't really have somewhere important to be, because my drawers would be on fire, because I'm like, I can't keep doing this. We don't have time for this, people. Now, let's move on. I done got off my soapbox, I think. Now for the packaging. I love Anastasia's packaging. It's still that cardboardish kind of material. I don't like that. But when it comes to the design of the palette, it is very beautiful. It is accented with this bronzy glitter. And the glitter, you get a little flakiness from the glitter, but not a lot. Not to the point to where the glitter will wear off the packaging completely. Of course, it has like the how long you should keep it, which is 18 months, which is kind of short life for a powder product. The average powder product life anywhere from 24 to 36 months. It also includes a mirror, and I do like that they come with the brush. I never use these brushes. I have my own eyeshadow brushes that I like better. I always give these away because I don't really care to use the particular brush with it. I've tried their brushes with it, but it still just doesn't do anything for me. I kind of have my own favorite brushes that I like to use. It does have a mirror that is tight enough to where you can get a full view of your face, which I like that very much. It has a magnetic close, so you don't have to worry about the palette just staying open. The magnets in it are strong enough to pull the palette closed. Also has a ribbon to where you can just kind of pop it open and pop the little brush out of there. So the brush is in there, and let's say you have long nails, and you can't dig it out, you just pull that little ribbon and pop that brush out. I do like the fact that it's not a really big palette. It is compact enough to where if you want to put it in your purse, you can. Yeah, so that's really all I have. Like, this palette, when it comes to the ease of everyday use, the packaging is bussin'. I love the packaging. I love the fact that it can fit anywhere, which will make it easy to pull for because it's right there. It stands out. However, we're not wearing the package on our eyes, we're wearing the product on our eyes. And as far as the product and the way the pigmentation is on the eyes, I'm gonna have to give it a damn 2. It's a 2 for me, y'all. And I know that it's harsh, but it's a 2. It is a no for me. I don't recommend this palette for $45. I don't think my stuff should be washing together, period. If you don't like it, sue me. Don't shoot me, but you can sue me. I don't care. I'm not feeling this palette. And it's probably gonna be the most Debbie Downer review I do. I'm sorry, Anastasia. I mean, I have all the other palettes. I have Norvina, Modern Renaissance. I have all those palettes, and I love them. I didn't like Subculture that much, and I'm getting real. It's not, this palette is nowhere near as bad as Subculture. It's just not. The Subculture was unorganized. It was terrible. But this palette, this is my, Subculture is my least favorite. This is my next to the least favorite Anastasia palette. As far as the undertones of the palette, is a cool tone palette. As a woman of color, I know the cool tones are not gonna always be flattering on me. I get that. So it probably wasn't gonna be like my favorite anyway, just because it doesn't really pop for me. However, the formula, the way I'm just lost for words, y'all. I'm lost for words. If you're gonna get the palette, do you? I don't recommend it. If I could, I would return it. I ain't feeling her. So, yeah. I hope I didn't make anybody too upset. Now, let me bring my energy back up. Let me get back to some joy here. If I seem kind of flat, y'all, I'm sorry. I'm just so exhausted. I've been traveling. I'm like extremely tired. There's no excuse, but I'm just really tired. And I'm really pissed off because this palette was a bull. I just can't eat more. So, if you have not joined the family yet, I would love to have you, boo sugar. Come on over to the dog side. We got cookies, fried chicken, Jurassic Park sweaters, and we lit up in here, fam. So, like, subscribe, comment, and tell me, how do you feel about this palette? Do you think I should give it another chance? Do you recommend that I try something different to make it work better for me? Because y'all, I'm not getting it. Let me know. Like, help a sister out. And as always, like, subscribe, come back and see me, hit that notification bell. And I don't know if this video will be up by the new year. If it is, Happy New Year. If it ain't, Happy New Year, Happy Easter, Happy Valentine's Day. I love you, and come back and see me, boo sugars. Damn. I'm trying to be sultry because this palette was not sultry. It was insulting. $45 my ass.